Hey everyone, a few weeks back I used the term paper Canadian in a video while talking about Immigration Minister Ahmad Hussein. I believe this man needs to be removed from office immediately. Many have messaged me about what paper Canadian means and where it comes from. First off, I called Hussein a paper Canadian, explaining that while he is a Canadian on paper, as he has paper documents like citizenship, he clearly doesn't care about the Canadian people, our heritage, values, or interests. He calls Canada a racist place, even though he's a Somali refugee to Canada who has risen to one of the highest offices in politics. He only seems to get motivated when he's pushing for Somali immigrants and giving Canadian taxpayer money away to Somalian causes. And man, he's given away many millions. Paper Canadian is the perfect term for him, and others who use our nation's charitable spirit to take advantage for their own causes. Ahmad Hussein has used his very powerful post to denounce white Canadians and advocate for Somalia. Time and time again, that's what we see. Why is Canada putting up with this nonsense? Now, I've never heard the term paper Canadian before I wrote it, but I did hear something similar in the Rocky movies. If a champ isn't fighting the top contenders, they're called paper champs. They're seen as fakes because they are. They hold the title, but they don't carry the weight.
Everybody knows that Kane is just a paper champion.
Well, what do you mean by paper champ?
It means Kane's title was manufactured. He never won it from Balboa.
Gentlemen, get aboard, break Union. Kane is for real.
Paper Canadian is the perfect expression for politicians with foreign motivations or goals that only serve special interest groups. And it's not just people in office. We have thousands of new citizens who don't engage in our culture at all. They don't bother to learn our languages or appreciate our history. And some of them actually hate us. They hate Anglo people. Many don't even care to learn our laws, and when they get caught committing crimes, they plead ignorance. Amazingly, some stupid judges allow this excuse. I get it too, you know, newcomers want to remake Canada in their own way. To them, it's open season in our country. Why do they care about our past? Their ancestors didn't sacrifice to build this country and form its values or its laws. Their dead aren't buried here. They just want a miniature version of their home country, but with a first world income, safer streets, and cooler stuff. Integration for many is an afterthought. Our politicians have welcomed this. Canada has turned itself into a doormat, so of course we're going to get stepped on. I'm not saying newcomers are all bad people. What I'm saying is don't be surprised if so-called old stock Canadians care more about the direction of the country they inherited through generations of blood, sweat, and tears. And that brings me to another paper Canadian I want to warn you about. Iqra Khalid. Again, yes, Iqra Khalid. The same woman who championed M103, which prohibits Canadians from speaking ill of Islam. Iqra Khalid, the Mississauga-Arundel Liberal MP who recently championed a park in Winnipeg to be named after the Muslim founder of Pakistan. Recently, Iqra Khalid took $23 million of Canadian taxpayer money and gave it to Islamic groups, some of which may have ties to extremist groups, which has been reported by the mainstream media. Iqra Khalid is a Muslim who was born in Pakistan, and it's brutally obvious that's what she cares about: Pakistan, Islam, and its followers. I've talked about laws in places like Australia that prohibit foreign-born elected politicians from being involved in transactions that could benefit their home country or a foreign agenda. Iqra Khalid needs to be the poster child for a similar law in Canada. Same with Immigration Minister Ahmad Hussein. US President Donald Trump is famous for many sayings, including America first. It's a simple concept. A nation's politicians should put the needs and wants of its own people first. It's so simple, it's dumb, but it works, and it's the only way a nation can thrive. Canada is in desperate need of a Canada First movement. For example, can you think of a better way to have spent that $23 million? Maybe a way that would more directly benefit Canadians, our war vets, Toronto's crumbling roads, Canadian families, students? Or how about a free beer for every adult citizen? Really, anything would be more useful than giving our money to special interest religious groups. Do you really think if Canadians got a chance to vote on what to do with this money, we would have chosen Islamic groups? Hell no. It's time for a Canada First agenda, and beware of paper Canadians. They don't care about the soul of our country. They care about vilifying the history and taking our resources for their own selfish causes. What do you think about the term paper Canadian? Do you think it applies to some of our politicians? Let me know in the comments section below. And as always, thank you so much for liking and subscribing. And to my patrons, I always appreciate your charitable donations to my channel. If you are interested in donating to my page, please read the description section below. The links are all there. Thank you so much and have a great day.